start things off with Rich.
Hey, Phil, thanks for coming in. Back before the Duke game, Coach kind of described the passing game as vanilla, very basic because it was so new to everybody. Where has the passing game come since Duke now going into Georgia Tech?
More complex. I wouldn't consider it vanilla. I think there's a lot that we can do, a lot of different formations, a lot of different looks that we can throw against the defense. So I wouldn't consider it vanilla now.
We'll go to Julian.
What's going on, Phil? I was just asking a couple people, how much did things change when Kobe went down in terms of the options you had, adjusting on the fly? And then how have you seen kind of guys emerge as different weapons that you can kind of use? What were you expecting when Kobe was there? You know what I mean? And how did that shift?
Kobe was the best receiver. He was most productive, best catcher all around last year. So we were really expecting him to be our top guy. But whenever he went down, it just gave everybody else an opportunity to step up. And since then, I think a lot of receivers have stepped up. Like that whole room, really, every time they get their chance, they're stepping up. And you can see everybody's getting better week by week.
We'll go to Kevin.
Hey, Phil. So we were just talking to Coach, and he says that, he'll get a few texts here and there from former BC quarterbacks, whether it's Matt Ryan, whether it's Doug Flutie. I'm wondering if he passes on those messages to you and just what you think of, those guys being big fans of yours.
Yeah, they've reached out, Matt Ryan, Matt Hasselbeck. They've reached out to me, texted me, so that means the world to me because they played here and they did great things here. So we're going to try to lean on them as much as we can, take any advice and help that they'll give us because it's obviously very important and we need to use that.
We'll go back to Rich.
So just talk about recognizing blitzes and just some of the things that you do to keep your focus downfield when you're under pressure.
Yeah, every week we'll meet in the morning. We'll go over their blitzes, their top blitzes, and all the looks. So we'll mentally go over it. And throughout practice, we'll also see it a lot. But really in the game, once you're protected, even if they're sending pressure, that's been the challenge for me is just keeping my eyes downfield and feeling the pressure but not seeing it.
You feel some of your receivers are really good, that if they leave them one-on-one, you can find them anywhere?
Yes, definitely. I think you're going to have a lot of trouble, especially with our route combinations and just the angles and leverage that we get. It'll be hard for defenses to just go one-on-one out there with our receivers.
We'll go back to Julian.
Just too quick. What have you seen? We were just talking to Jalen about it, like him initially having to learn like slot, and then Kobe goes down. And he's like, "Oh man, let me switch the gears real quick and figure out how to play outside." You know what I mean? And how's that sort of learning curve been for him? And then also for you, every week when you look up and you got a deep ball, and it can be like Jalen or CJ or Jelani or whatever, or Zay, right? What's that like for a quarterback having options? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it because it's just so many different variables that we can line anybody up anywhere, really. And it's not just set. You can't really plan for one guy being in one position because of how much we mix it up. But I think it is hard on the receivers, and it has been a learning curve because of how many different positions and formations they have to learn. But now I feel like we're really clicking, and they know the whole offense, the whole scheme much better than just memorizing one position's plays.
Go back to Rich.
Just Jaron was commenting earlier on the scramble drill, which they go into when you're under pressure and on the run. How have the receivers helped coming back to the ball? Just different things that they do when there's kind of breakdowns like that.
Yeah, I think that's more of a feel thing too, and you just have to work it with the receivers. It's a connection that you just build as time goes on. So I think early on we weren't great at it in practice, but we keep working it. Anytime the play kind of breaks down in practice, we'll work it. And those guys, they have their landmarks, but really just recognizing the defense, like where its holes are and where we're trying to go once the scramble starts happening.
Phil, I think that's all our questions for today. Thank you